Hi, it's Stephanie Kusie. I'm the Member of Parliament for Calgary, Midnapore, and the Shadow Minister for the Treasury Board. I'm here today because I'm sure you saw in the news that the government published the report on the McKinsey reports, and of course they determined that there was no political interference within these reports. And this is the first problem, is that this is just what we've seen time and time again from this government, is that this government investigates themselves. We saw this with David Johnston, the foreign interference. And then, of course, after investigating themselves, they determined that there is no problem, nothing to see there. They did everything by the book, by the letter. And of course, we just know that it is never the case with this Trudeau government. The second thing you'll note is that they tabled this during the first non-sitting week. So that's pretty convenient. If you want to hide something, if you want to show that you're trying not to give light to something or give any attention to something, you're going to do it a week that we're not sitting. I think that report was probably ready to go last week, but they thought, nope, this is what the government does in an effort to lie and hide and cover up. Is they publish this, of course, the week after the House rise. Is incredibly suspicious. The third thing that this report tried to do was indicate that there was no influence by McKinsey in government policy or in the direction of the government. And of course, we know that this is also a lie. We know that when Dominic Barton came to committee, he told us he had a personal relationship with Chrystia Freeland, the finance minister, the deputy prime minister, and a personal relationship with the prime minister. This is a relationship that has seeped through every level of government. We saw this at the Transport Committee with the Canada Infrastructure Bank. We sort of broke the news in the Operations Committee, as well as with the IRCC, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. They were implicated there as well. And I had the documents that I brought to committee to show that this direction came from the highest levels, from both McKinsey and from the Trudeau government. So it is just no surprise at all that we have the government investigating themselves again and determining that there was nothing incorrectly done. And we've said it before, I'll say it again, this is a company that is unethical, that has had conferences right alongside Uyghur concentration camps. It is a company that has worked to have Saudi Canadian residents pressured and bothered right here on Canadian soil. And finally, this is a company that was implicated in the opioid crisis, that was actually fueling the opioid crisis. And this is why they had to make significant payouts in the United States to 49 different jurisdictions. But we don't have a government with that type of moral courage here. We have a government that just wants to do anything to cover up and to maintain power. And we're seeing that here again with the McKinsey documents today. And we're seeing this in coordination with the coalition. And it is a coalition. It's a coalition. If you have two parties that are working together to keep themselves in power, that's a coalition. It is not just an agreement. It is absolutely a coalition. This is evident. And this is what the NDP is doing. And the NDP member on the Government Operations Committee, who pretends to be interested about solving the opioid crisis, about helping the opioid crisis, he is also complicit, as is the NDP complicit in this corrupt government that is working with this corrupt company that published this this report today, which once again is just no surprise. It's the government, after having investigated themselves again, that they did nothing wrong. I'm not going to tolerate it. My colleagues on the Conservative government are not going to tolerate this. And certainly we as a Conservative opposition are not going to tolerate it. So if you see the report, I really read it with a critical eye, but we've seen this before from the Trudeau government, them investigating themselves, finding themselves not guilty, and trying to hope that this will go away. But it won't go away, because wherever the Trudeau government goes, scandal follows. We've seen it time and time again, whether it's the We Charity or Jody Wilson-Raybould. We're seeing them backtrack on C-18 with this very platform that I'm on here today. They just never do anything for the right reason, and they never ever go about changing anything they've done for the wrong reason until they're caught. And that will happen again with this. But I'm going to leave you with that for now. Again, I'm Stephanie Kusie. I'm the Member of Parliament for Calgary-Minnepoor and the Shadow Minister for the Treasury Board. Signing off, again, not a surprise that the government, after investigating themselves, finds that there were no problems with the contracts. And by the way, we did have the contracting commissioner come in and indicate that there were some discrepancies within the contracts themselves. So I'm going to go. I've got like 3 days to get ready for Canada Day, and then Stampede is just around the corner. My schedule is chock full. I'm having my Sundowner Thursday, July 7th. Coming out to that if you can. I've got my good friend and special guest, Rachel Thomas, the champion of C11 and C18. Have a great day, everyone. Stay cool. It's nice and warm out there. Bye-bye.